Hi, welcome to the distance section of CSC 230. I'm David Sturgill. I'm the instructor for this section. This is a short video that I try to record every semester at the start of the semester, specifically for the distance section. For the most part, you'll be watching the same videos that my on-campus section gets to watch, or the same lectures that they get to attend. We've got three on-campus sections, and all of them together are about 300 students. We got a smaller distance section that you're enrolled in. In this video, I try to take a little bit of time to say what's going to be different about the distance section and to give you some warnings about some dates that are coming up that you'll want to be aware of. Generally, all four sections of the class will be going through the material on the same schedule, which is why you can use the same videos that I'm recording for my on-campus section. We'll be doing the same projects with the same due dates. We'll be working on the same exercises for every class meeting with the same due date generally on Monday. We'll be taking exams on a similar schedule, although your exam dates give you a little bit more flexibility. As I mentioned, I'm David Sturgill. I've taught this class for maybe 8 or so years here at NC State. I've been programming in C for a lot longer than that. You may have heard me mention in the on-campus section, I think it's the fourth language that I learned, programming language. But of those four, it's the only one that I still use. Many of those others I haven't needed anymore, but C, I still get a chance to use that or sometimes closely related languages. I mentioned I'm teaching one on-campus section and your distance section. I picked out office hours for the benefit of the students who are on campus. I've got 4 office hours or 4 hours worth of office hours during the day each week on Monday and Wednesday. And for the distance sections, I normally set aside a special office hour that's just for you. I picked Monday evening from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock for that office hour. I don't advertise that to the other sections of the class, so I try to be there just for the distance section. If you have trouble making any of the other office hour times, um, hopefully that time on Monday evening will work well for you. It's usually not that crowded. Uh, for office hour times, knowing that there are these other sections is important because since we're going through the material on the same schedule, we can pool our teaching resources. We've got instructors of the two other on-campus sections, Dr. Balick and Dr. Titus, along with, well, we've got 5 other TAs. I think this last TA I've listed is no longer working with the class, but we're going to get some hourly graders to help make up that time. But all of those TAs will pick office hour times, and since all the sections are working on the same things, they'll be able to help you even if my office hours don't fit with your schedule as well. So anyone who works with the class should be able to help you at least with technical problems you might be having on one of the assignments. The TAs are still picking office hour times, but as we choose, hopefully a bunch of different times for office hours, we'll list them on this web page here. The web page, I've got the URL here, but it's also linked from the top of our Moodle page, so you don't have to try to copy it from here. When you're trying to find someone to help you out with something, hopefully one of their times will work. Oh yeah, like I said, that last time, that Monday evening time is just for your section. I mentioned in my announcement that I'll be expecting you to watch the videos that I'm recording for the on-campus section twice a week on Monday and Wednesday. They meet from 3 o'clock to 4:15. So I'm hoping the videos for those will show up on Panopto at maybe 6 or so in the evening. Uh, I've also made the last sort of official Engineering Online lecture recordings available to you if you want. They're from back in spring of 2018. Since those are quite a few semesters old, we've got all of them and they're already available to you. They're there if you want another chance to see the material a little bit differently. But I would say I'm only expecting you to watch the ones that I'm recording this semester. That's that first link under recorded lectures. During the older lectures, the spring of 2018 ones, the material, we covered a little bit different material and it was ordered a little bit differently. But they're there if you want them. There's also a surprise around lecture 19 when we had to evacuate the building. So you'll catch everybody getting up from the classroom and leaving in the middle of a lecture. That put us behind a little bit, but we did manage to catch up before the end of the semester there. But that's one reason that makes those lectures not as perfect as I would like them to be. I mentioned that you'll be taking exams on about the same schedule, but as distance students, we try to give you a window of time when you can take your exam. So for the on-campus section, I think my on-campus section takes their first exam on September 25th. You've got a window of 3 days from the 25th to the 27th. That's Wednesday to Friday of that week. And I've tried to do that with all the exams. So they're all Wednesday to Friday dates. Exam 2, you've got from November 6th to November 8th. And the final exam, you've got December 4th to December 6th. Notice that the first 2 exams, they're kind of like the on-campus section. So they're made to last a typical class duration, an hour and 15 minutes. The final exam is 2.5 hours. So it's as you're planning for these, that'll be a bigger block of time. And you'll be arranging for proctors to take when you take these exams. You've got a lot of choices for how you can have your exam proctored. And I think the Engineering Online program has some resources to help you find a proctor. If you're close to campus and you want to, you can come in and take your exam with my on-campus section. You'll need to let me know about that in advance, and you'll need to be aware that you'll have to be there when they meet. But that may be easier for you, and if you just let me know about that, I think we can make an arrangement for that, either for the preliminary exams or even the final exam. Your exams will be covering the same material as the on-campus section, but I write different exams for the sections, so you won't have exactly the same questions, but you may have a lot of similar questions, hopefully that cover the same kinds of topics when you take an exam. I try to make them all similarly difficult. You'll notice that often this gets recorded as part of the lecture. At the very end of class, I give a short, usually a 3-question multiple choice quiz to my on-campus section. So you'll see me handing that out and probably collecting it if you watch all the way to the end of the video. I can't do that for the distance section, but I try to approximate that. With each lecture, I write a online quiz and I make that available through Moodle. You're not watching your exams on the same, sorry, you're not watching the lectures on the same schedule. So for making those due, I usually have them due the following Monday after the lecture. I try to sync them up with the exercise schedule for the exercises you'll be completing. So hopefully for every week, you'll just need to remember you need to finish any lecture quizzes that are left over from the previous week or exercises from the previous week's material. My plan for how those quizzes are going to work is you'll watch the lecture video and then you'll take the quizzes kind of like the on-campus section would without going back and looking at your notes or without looking at the video again or without using the textbook. So hopefully that'll be a gauge for whether you've understood the material. So that I can't necessarily monitor that, but that's my plan for how I would like you to take those end of class quizzes. That's all I've got to say for now. Other than the things I mentioned here, your experience should be a lot like the on-campus section. You'll be doing the same projects, you'll be doing the same exercises, and those are all done between class meetings, whether you're in the on-campus section or the distance section. I've listed my, I guess I'll go ahead and say, make sure you've registered with Piazza. We'll use that for most communication, especially announcements between classes. I sent out the first announcement on Sunday using Moodle, but in the future, I'll use Piazza for that. So I'll usually send you a weekly reminder of everything that's due from that week. Piazza is also a good place to ask questions, especially general questions for the teaching staff or for other students. I look forward to seeing you in lecture. Let me know if I can help out. And remember that Monday evening office hour time, especially if you need to get my attention about something. That's it for now. Have a good week.